Hello there.
Now that's an intro I've not heard in a long time. A long time.
So welcome to this new series, Star Wars, The Truth Revealed. But I'm sure there's cleverer names that you might come up with. So I'm not going to put too much effort into any graphics because it will probably change. Anyway, in this series, we look to dive deep to uncover some of the hidden and most elusive mysteries of the Star Wars universe. We're not shy to ask the difficult questions, the ones that George Lucas, Lucasfilm, Disney don't want you asking. We will uncover the truth behind Star Wars. In this episode of Star Wars, The Truth Revealed, we will be looking at probably one of the most iconic scenes in the whole of Star Wars. We know it so well, and yet I think we've all overlooked something. The trench run. It's probably no longer the most iconic scene, whether it ever was. R/prequel memes has successfully made anything to do with Obi-Wan Kenobi probably more iconic. But besides the prequels, and maybe a few other scenes, this is probably the most iconic scene. The character we're looking at in particular isn't Darth Vader or Luke Skywalker or the ever so handsome Biggs Darklighter. No, instead, it's one of Vader's wingmen, Mythal. This guy on the screen, however you pronounce that name, also known as Mauler. He doesn't say or even do very much in the film. The lines that he has are minimal at best, and really the only line he actually has is when he's just dying and the sound of his TIE fighter is far louder. So in all honesty, he doesn't really have any lines. But I think he is one of the most important characters because of his contribution, not to the Empire, but to the Rebel Alliance. What? You see, if we hyperanalyze this footage here, you can see one thing that seems to stand out. We'll zoom in and enhance, and there you have it. Mauler is never actually hit by Han Solo. He takes 0 hits, and yet he is the one who collides with Darth Vader, preventing him from shooting at Luke Skywalker, and therefore enabling the rebels to destroy the first Death Star. What does this mean, you may ask? Well, my conjecture is that actually Mauler is a secret rebel, placed within the Empire, who worked his way up through the ranks to become a prominent and trusted member of Black Squadron, Vader's own squadron of TIE fighters. And so when the rebels attacked the Death Star, when Vader needed his trusted pilots, who was there but the rebel in disguise, Mauler? You may be thinking, well, that's all well and good, but you're going to need more evidence than that. Well, guess what? I have more evidence. You see, surely Vader would have picked the best of the best to be his wingmen.
My name is Darth Vader. You're all here because you're the best of the best.
He would have taken Black Squadron, his TIE Fighter Squadron, and selected the best pilots to serve at his right and left-hand side. And so why would he pick a pilot who, at the appearance of a ship, would break formation? That doesn't make sense. Well, of course it doesn't make sense, because he didn't break formation as a result of the Millennium Falcon. He broke formation to damage Vader's ship to the point where Vader wasn't able to stop Luke making that critical shot on the Death Star. We've already mentioned that he wasn't touched by the Millennium Falcon. It was supposedly just the Falcon's appearance which made him divert his course. But the truth of the matter is, he would have known that there was one TIE fighter in the whole of the Imperial fleet at this point in time which had shields which would have prevented the Millennium Falcon from doing any serious damage. The only way to stop this TIE X-1, Vader's ship, was to hit it with a projectile or a physical object, also known as Mauler's TIE Fighter. You see, Mauler sacrificed himself in order to stop Vader, because he knew that the only way to stop Vader was to hit Vader with a physical object, not a blaster. The last piece of evidence I bring you is in the form of an ejector seat. You see, every TIE fighter was equipped with an ejector seat. And furthermore, every TIE fighter pilot's suit was sealed to the point where they could survive in space. This was done to cut costs because the Empire didn't want to have to pay to have the whole cockpit as a hospitable environment. Instead, it was just the suit. But this allowed the ejector seat to be used at any point, in any place, whether that be in the vacuum of space or in atmosphere. And so surely every single TIE fighter pilot would have had training in using this ejector seat. When in trouble, when they felt that there was no way out, why wouldn't they use the ejector seat? You see, Mauler would have had this training. He would have known that he needed to use the ejector seat if he felt threatened. But instead, he chose to try and divert his flight path, coincidentally into Darth Vader. This doesn't seem like a very likely series of events. In fact, this is all so unlikely that I believe that Mauler was a secret rebel. And I'm not sure whether I've convinced you, but I really hope I have, because I feel like Mauler needs more respect. He may have had no lines and about 5 seconds of screen time, but this secret rebel changed the course of galactic history, and without him, the Rebel Alliance would have been destroyed at Yavin. Anyway, that's the first of these slightly out there truths that I will be revealing. If there are any truths or conspiracies that you've come across within the Star Wars universe, let me know in the comments and I'd love to take a look at them. I've really enjoyed making this video, and remember to like, comment, subscribe. I think that's all the things you've got to do. It's been a while. But that's all for now. Thanks for watching. Bye.